You two are gonna love it.
Swell. Listen to me. I don't care how much it costs or who I have to pay off, all right? We're out of here. I'm not gonna stay here a whole week.
What are you calling a creepster?
I'm not gonna stay here another hour.
Well, looky here, stranger in town. I'm just kidding, I know who you are.
Yeah. Probably saw me in my last movie, Deep Cover PD.
No, that's not it.
10 hours till dawn. Satan's game plan. Death Figure 8. Shingletown.
No.
I'm Chris Stone.
Hey, Limited. Limited, that's a good one.
Hey, I know who you are. You're the singing guitar player from that episode with the singing guitar player.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry, this festival is a really big thing around here.
Big isn't the word for it. What?
Oh, nothing. I'm sure this seems pretty silly to you.
No, not at all. Okay. Yes, I admit it. Yes, at first all this seemed a little nutty, but I think I get it now.
I guarantee this, if you love the Andy Griffith Show, you're gonna love Mayberry Man.
Hey, how you doing? This is Floyd Lawson, coming to you right here in Mount Airy, North Carolina. I'm at the Loaded Goat. Oh, it's a nice place. Not only that, there was a movie filmed here, Mayberry Man. Yeah, you can come, and just like they did on the Mayberry Man movie, and eat at the Loaded Goat and have a nice dynamite burger or one of their other burgers. Voted one of the best hamburger places in all of North Carolina, right here in Mount Airy. Oh, and when you drop by, be sure and tell them Floyd sent you. Yeah, maybe they'll, well, they probably won't do anything. Tell them I sent you. Step back a little bit.
Break it up now, break it up. You heard the man. Give him some room. Scooch, buddy, scooch.
The way these guys can just gently become the characters, to me, it puts a smile on my face. They kill, they knock it dead.
If this car's real,
Oh, Jim will know.
Listen, it's real.
it's real!
Hey, welcome to another Wednesday Night Live. And we are just 10 days from our crowdfunding campaign. Stark, what do you think?
I'm excited and I'm a little nervous, I have to say.
All right. Well, last week was a little different show, right?
Yeah, we had some guests on that have experienced the being in the movie with us, and that was fun to see a lot of those folks again.
And it was actually a pre-recorded show because we were on the road. I shared this on Facebook, but we were at a mountain wedding. My oldest daughter was getting married in the mountains, just like her grandfather, Dud Wash.
Yeah, I think I might see Ernest T. behind one of those trees over there.
Yeah, stop that wedding. So that was a great time. And so tonight we are going to answer some questions that have come in over the past couple of weeks. But before we do that, Stark has been digging up some outtakes and some footage from the filming of the movie. And so what do you have for us this week?
Well, it's fun to look at old footage because sometimes you find shots that didn't make it in the movie. They may just been at a different angle or technical reasons I couldn't use them. So I came across some scenes that we shot from a different angle, and it's a different perspective on the movie. If you've seen the movie enough, it's kind of cool to see it from a different angle. So run those, and I'll kind of walk through it a little bit.
Let's take a look.
And speed.
Scene 4, Alpha, take 5.
You'll probably recognize this scene as he pulls his Ferrari up. There's a couple of reasons this angle did not make it. One is the focus went soft on us about halfway through it, and we didn't want our audience to think they needed glasses, so that was one reason. And the other is we felt like we wanted to pull away and see his estate in all of its glory. And this shot was a little tight.
You are my agent, Stanley, not my therapist, okay?
We might have used something in here for about 3 seconds.
Do you want to spend time in a backwoods jail? Yeah, didn't think so. Bye, Stanley.
Welcome home, Mr. Stone. I'm Shane, your new assistant.
Well, my old assistant.
Well, I don't know.
Go get my bag.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Jay, you good?
Thank you. Want to get playback?
Speed.
This is nothing wrong with the
Speed,
shot.
guys.
It's just we went with a different angle.
Set.
But again, it's seeing it from a
Action.
different perspective. It's
Go to Floyd now. Floyd.
some fine acting there.
19 Kangaroo, take 1.
Hey, Mark.
A marker.
This was sort of the beginning of a scene, and we sort of chopped the beginning off of it, and this was on the cutting room floor. Very windy that day as well.
Hey, Galen.
Cut. Let's do it one more time.
Anyway, there you go. So we have more of those. I'll try to pull some more out.
Well, and it's really revealing when you look at raw footage like that, at how much happens between shooting and actually finishing the film. Not just the editing, but the sound and all that stuff has to be, put together just right. So great job on the movie.
Yeah, thanks.
So one of the questions we've been getting is, are we going to have fans in the movie again, or in the television series, like we did with the movie? So in Mayberry Man, the movie, we had different backer levels because we crowdfunded, and you could, be an extra or, get a speaking role, things like that. And so we just wanted to answer that question and let you know that, yes, in fact, there are going to be plenty of opportunities, and with a series, a lot more opportunities, right, Stark?
Yeah, I really enjoy working with the fans. We've added a couple of new perks, as we call them now. If the fans hadn't done such a great job, I probably would not be offering this reward again. But everybody did a great job, so I'm looking forward to working. I actually like trying to figure out who goes where. It's kind of fun to do that. So we have a background extra, which is your basic level. You could be in the middle of the action. You could be across the street, as you noticed in our movie. There are some extras that were way in the background. Or you could end up on the cutting room floor, but I think I got everybody in. I did not hear from anyone saying that they couldn't find themselves in the movie. So I try extra hard to make sure everybody is in a scene that they won't get cut out of. Then there's a featured extra. We call that the Mr. Schwump. And that is really, you're in the center of the action. You may be standing right next to our lead as they're delivering their lines. We had a lot of those, like in the Mayberry courthouse, the loaded goat. There's lots of opportunities in a movie to get an extra up close and personal. So that's what that is. And if you're so bold, we have a speaking role. And that, again, that's also kind of fun to try to match. What we do is a self audition tape. And based on the audition tape, I then go through my script and try to match up the audition with the right character. And as I think it was Hitchcock, he said, 90% of making a movie is casting. So I take that very seriously. I don't just toss someone in there and throw you to the wolves. I want to make you all look good. So I take a great care in doing that. And then something new is the reoccurring speaking role. Because it's a series, this level gets you in at least 2 episodes, but you could be a regular in the series and a reoccurring irregular. So a lot of regular actors would love to have that that job. So that's a very that's a very hard thing to get as a professional actor. So, but I have confidence in the fans. I think they can do it.
Well, and you did a good job in the movie of writing parts into the story that were doable for fans. A lot of them were just, in many ways, just playing themselves. And so they came in and they did a fantastic job. And that was true of the extras too. I think we've talked about this before. The background extras showed up and they didn't need a whole lot of coaching. They just knew how to act in Mayberry. So that was impressive. That really added to the film.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of first-time actors, let's bring our first guest on. And it's Allan Newsom, Floyd the Barber.
Hey, Alan. Here, yeah. Yeah, definitely a first-time actor. That's right. I mean, I had, that was the first time for me. So it was really great.
You did it. Everyone, I get lots of comments. Who's that Alan guy? Who's that Floyd guy? He's fantastic. And
well, what they don't know is I just act like that all the time. It wasn't acting. That's me.
Well, I hear you've been studying for this role for 27 years. So.
Yeah, I have. I'd done Floyd as a tribute artist since 1994. But I've done some stuff on early morning TV shows and stuff like that where we're having an event and we're publicizing something. But I'd never done something like a movie. And
well, I mean, I think everybody figured you would be a good Floyd. I think everyone was impressed when you weren't Floyd, when you were being Alan, because, there's I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it, but you have to stay in character when someone else is speaking, and you were engaged. You didn't drop out of your character. It's, because an amateur could just start looking at the actor performing and not even realize he's on camera anymore. And so you were really present in the scene, and that's not easy. So
well, I really appreciate that. I
downplay it.
Yeah, well, as I said, I'd been the Floyd. I wasn't too worried about doing Floyd. You're right. And I remember the day before I was going to be shooting some of my scenes as Alan. I was talking to my wife on the phone. I was like, I don't know how to act like me. I don't know how do you act? How do you do that? So it was more stressful to be me than it was to play Floyd. So
yeah. Well,
so you doing your podcast, the Two Chairs No Waiting, I know you interact with a lot of the fans, and a lot of them have participated in Mayberry Man. What did you hear from other folks who had participated and maybe had a line or were background extras? What's the feedback that they're telling you that they haven't told us?
Well, I don't know if they haven't told you that, but I watched last week's show and saw all those great folks on there. But I think the thing that has, for so many of them, they are now just a little bit of Mayberry. I mean, they are immortalized as having been in Mayberry, even if it was not the Andy Griffith Show, it was the Mayberry Man movie. But and I don't think that's something that originally it was really in their head, because they had said, I'm getting to be in this movie. I've got either I'm going to be in the background, you'll see me walking down the street, or that was what they were thinking. And then after the movie's been out and they've been to the theater and they've watched it, because a lot of them were able to do that, or they watched it, on the DVDs or streaming, they realize later, I believe, that they started, oh, wow, I am on this thing,
I think it helps when they see themselves on the big screen and they hear that fantastic music that ties it into the show.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can't, there's no replacing Earl Hagen's music. I mean, if we would have tried to done that without it, it wouldn't have been Mayberry. So I think that those two elements, when they saw themselves and then heard that music accompanying it, that's pretty amazing. I hadn't really thought about that until now.
Well, on the set, in Danville, the things that you had built with Foley's and Floyd's Barbershop were right there. That was very special to everybody, because even if you were there, when we weren't filming, people were taking pictures in front of those, including myself, trying to get pictures in front of these wonderful set pieces that had been built that were just like from the show. So that was very special. But like you're saying, it was that music. I mean, it really is the shots you were showing just a minute ago, the outtakes. they're fun to see. But yes, when you add that music, it just adds an emotion to the scene that's you didn't get when you were actually filming it. And then afterwards, when you see it, you're just like, oh my goodness, this is real. Yeah, this is a real thing. And it turned out really well. And you did a great job, Stark, writing it, capturing the spirit of Mayberry, and just bringing that Mayberry feel to it, and the way it was all edited and put together as well is beautiful.
Thank you.
It got really good.
Well, another question we've gotten, and I wanted to keep you on to kind of answer this, Alan, was we've had inquiries about, will you have sponsorship opportunities? Will there be product placement again? Because we did that last time. And so just for kicks, I went through and I did some screenshots of some of the product placements we did in the movie to give people an idea of what that might look like. And so, we shot a whole scene, or a couple of scenes really, at the Loaded Goat. So in Mount Airy. It's a very memorable scene, and it also showed up elsewhere. There's Jeff Berry wearing a Loaded Goat t-shirt in a completely unrelated scene where Loaded Goat isn't mentioned. So that's a product placement that you get your logo to show up, or sometimes it's mentioned. Obviously the Mayberry Cafe in Danville, Indiana, was prominently featured. The Mayberry Effect, documentary starring Allan Newsom, among other tribute artists, by Chris Hudson. Chris played a character in the film, essentially playing himself. And so his movie, that's available on streaming right now. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So he had a product placement. The golf scene was at Twin Bridges Golf Club in Danville. You can kind of see their logo on the close-up a little bit. Great clips, a fun little scene with you, Alan. It was a product placement. And for what I thought was fun is that we even did some of those promos, kind of like they did with the Andy Griffith Show, where Alan, and we saw one in the countdown video. So what great clips of where now?
Central Indiana and northern Kentucky. I didn't get that right for about 5 times. So that's...
the Royal Theater in Danville, obvious product placement there. In Mount Airy, Wally's Service. The Mayberry Trading Post. You can even see a little jar of apple butter there. And they're in Meadows of Dan, Virginia. Fancy Gap Pottery and Fabric Outlet. They're in Fancy Gap, Virginia. Values Driven Realty had a product placement, and they show up earlier in the film as well on the storefront. We had a bail bonds company, Mr. Bail, and so we kind of staged this little faux arrest by Barney, played by Brett Harris in this scene, because we had multiple Barneys in the movie. Stuckey Farm in Indiana, it's like an apple farm, and they were a product placement sponsor, and their logo showed up a few places. And then it showed up again a little bit in this scene, but there's Weaver's Department Store, along with Global Soaps, that they were a sponsor. And here Belinda is shopping there at Burt Miller's stand. And then later she shows up and she looks like she got a hat and a shirt. Pretty happy with
out in Weaver's.
Yeah, Weaver's was very happy about that. Miss Weaver, my wife, Miss Weaver, she was very happy about that. And I can tell you the product placement works. We've sold several of those T-shirts. That's very nice. And I noticed last week, when you were interviewing Butch and Jeff, one of the two of them, I don't remember, but they both had the thing Shane was holding in his hand, the corn.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't mention it. But yeah.
Those. So those.
I have one of those as well on my bedside table.
Yeah, there you go. Right there. Yeah.
So I know that those were sold because of the movie. So there you go.
That might have been the only way they were sold. I don't know.
But I saw.
Well, the story behind it, no offense to their merchandise, but I wanted Shane to pick up the most bizarre looking thing that I could find in that store. So I looked around and they had a lot of cool stuff, but then I looked at that and I went, oh no, that Shane is going to think this is the greatest.
That was
unique.
And
so it worked out really well. It was very unique.
Yeah, it was fun to see it last week on the bookshelf behind him. I was like, hey, there's.
I did not know we had one of those, frankly.
That's funny. Well, I think someone was shopping and picked it up for them or something. I can't remember the story.
I think they got them for Christmas or something.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I think that's it.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like I said, we're going to actually introduce a couple of other sponsor levels because we want smaller businesses to be able to participate. So we'll have a gold level sponsor, a platinum sponsor, and then your basic product placement and a premium product placement. You know, the premium would be those where you're kind of worked into the story, or we shoot a scene at the business or something like that, where you really get a lot of screen time, whereas a basic product placement is more of make sure your logo or company name or whatever shows up in the film. So, I mean, and if you don't become a sponsor, you could end up, you know, kind of like on the Andy Griffith Show. If you know, Grape Nuts didn't want to put up the money for their product placement, it ends up becoming Rap Ut, right? So
Yes,
make sure
a
you
little
get in there with
detail to the art direction there.
Yeah.
Well, and it really was. I mean, all those cans and everything you replicated right from the show. You know.
Well, even the sign, the design of the font, I guess, on the sign.
It's exact. I made sure.
Beautiful. It's amazing.
I have to admit, though, I watch a lot of Adam 12, and a lot of those same signs are showing up in Adam 12. I noticed.
Same art director, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Same prop house.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's about all we have for you, Alan. I just want to say thank you for coming on and make sure people know that you're still coming back as Floyd for the series.
That's right. I mean, I'm already at the barbershop here. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
We're looking forward to it. You haven't even seen the script, right? I can't remember. If
I haven't seen it.
I can't wait till we unveil that script for everybody and they can see what it's kind of like the high school play, you know, when they're doing
Floyd
the casting.
Die in the off season or get replaced by Walter Baldwin.
He does not die. I will go as far as to say he's alive and well.
Okay.
Well, and one of the perks that we kind of teased a few weeks ago, there's going to be a table read opportunity for people. So some people will get to hear the script before we even shoot.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Stay tuned for more on that.
Yeah, they can get a free haircut while they're there too. I'll be glad to.
Well, we were thinking about when we hit one of our crowdfunding thresholds, we're going to set some goals that you need to shave Stark's beard.
Oh man, you only play a barber, right? You're not a barber.
No,
straight razor.
I think
I can cut hair. I won't say what it'll look like when it's finished.
I think the beard will come off before we shoot, but I'm not sure you're going to be the one doing it. But hey,
I don't know.
If we reach that goal, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm thinking in Indianapolis at the end of the campaign, we'll all be together, and it's when we hit our goal, Floyd goes to work.
And Stark might not.
The problem with that is I don't know if I can make it that far. That means I can't shave.
You have to do it for the fans.
Okay.
All right, Alan.
It's all for the fans, right?
Thanks for having me.
Bye, Alan.
Goodbye.
All right. Whenever I get a chance to use that. Goodbye. All right. So we actually have another guest standing by. So let's bring on Mr. Greg Schell.
Hey,
the Shellster. How are you, Greg?
He's usually some high energy. I don't know. You seem a little mellow.
You know, things have happened. You know, personal things.
Well, all right. Well, maybe I can cheer you up. I've got another guest, a surprise guest.
Okay.
I'll drop you out for a second, Stark, and let's bring on the other guest. Hey
everybody. Hey, Court. How you doing? Hey, Greg. What's the matter, Greg? What's up?
Oh, you know, it's been a tough week. I don't know if you guys know, but I ended a relationship recently.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Yeah, it was a girl named Lorraine.
Lorraine? I don't think you
I
ever
was with her
about
for
her.
a while, but things ended. So now, well, I'm seeing a new girl now, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, her name is Clara Lee.
Oh, Claire Lee. Okay. So what's up with Claire Lee?
Well, you know, I can see Clara Lee. Lorraine is gone.
Court, how do you do that? How do you put up with this guy?
Let's bring Stark back into the mix.
Where's the laugh track? I need a laugh track.
Actually, I'm just kidding. My energy is super positive. That was my little intro of down energy, Greg, for this joke. I hope we pulled it off. And
Yeah.
people are still laughing, so we have to wait for them to stop laughing.
Yes. Well,
the good news is you're still in the movie.
Yes, thank you.
There's an opportunity for people to enjoy more of your comedy stylings, correct?
Yes, there certainly is. Obviously, both Jeff and myself will be returning back for the Mayberry Man series, so we're super excited about that. But we also want to let everybody know out there in Mayberry land that my father and I and Jeff are all going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio next weekend. So if you are in the area or you know anyone who's in the area, please encourage them to come by. My dad has 2 different shows, one on Saturday night and one on Sunday night, and you can see both of the flyers right there. And of course, Jeff can tell you that there is a special music guest as well.
Yes, the special music guest is none other than our own Baraka Valley. We got Kathy, Larry, Becky, Michelle, and Lisa that will also be there opening for Ronnie.
Nice. So, and that's
right.
just outside of Cincinnati, right?
That's right. Yep. And like I said, I encourage anybody, if you have friends or family that live in the Cincinnati area, or if you just want to get in the car and come on up. Jeff and I will actually be there. I think we're going to be there from Wednesday through Sunday. So we'll be there for a couple days doing some touristy stuff. And then we got my dad's shows. And of course, we are going to be in
it's the big launch weekend.
Big launch,
right.
yes. We are going to do our own version of the live Indiegogo announcement on stage with my dad in Cincinnati.
Nice.
And some other guests that are going to be with us are the Lucky Sevens. We have Gomer.
Oh, Chris Bowman. Yeah, nice.
The Lucky Sevens. Me.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
All 7s?
We will have Jeff Gossett there.
What are the odds?
And none other than.
Oh my God.
Wow. Are you serious? 4 of a
There's
kind?
the Lucky Sevens. Yep. And the man with the smarts on the 2 of hearts will be leading.
Oh, yes. That is the man.
That's funny.
All right. Well, before we move on, I just wanted to ask Jeff, since we were talking about speaking roles, about your experience, having a speaking part in the Mayberry Man movie, because you ended up with some key lines there, right?
It was such a blast. Oh my gosh. I auditioned for a couple actually. And one of the ones I did was It's Real Guy. And what got me that part per Stark and Court was my very last take, my 5th or 6th take. And I just ripped off my hat and screamed, "It's real." I don't know if I was fed up with saying the line or whatever, but that's what hit it. That's what got me the line. And then
At first I was a little skeptical because you had overalls too, didn't you, in that audition? Yep. I can't remember.
Oh, no, I did not. I did not. In the audition.
Just a shirt.
Yep.
And I don't know. It wasn't super impressed, but then it kept getting a little bit better and a little bit better. And then when you whip that hat off, I'm like, oh yeah. And it also gave me an idea of how to work that scene differently based on your performance. So
I did not know
that. It was a very I can't think of the director now, but It's a Wonderful Life moment is kind of what I was going for. Capra,
kind of like
sort of a
Frank
Frank Capra moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. I also remember Stark looking at me while Jeff was doing that, and he said, Greg, that's kind of like his, Lou Gehrig moment. I consider myself the greatest man alive, where he kind of waves his hat. And it is true. Yep. It almost mimics that moment. So it's, you can go deep into
if you want to.
If you want to. Yeah.
I think I screamed that like 50 times that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, and not only that day.
And then when I got mic'd up, I took about another 11 takes.
You were screaming that every day on the set.
Yeah.
So for all of you out there, it's a great time on set, but for those 2 words, it was a long day.
Yeah.
It became the rallying cry for the whole production. It did.
Yeah, it certainly did.
So
but anyway, we're excited. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Really
anybody
good.
who's thinking about participating that maybe missed out the first time, what should they know about the opportunity to be on camera?
Great.
Well, as you know, if you participate in the Indiegogo campaign, there's all kinds of different levels to get involved with Mayberry Man the series. You can actually pay or donate some money and get yourself a line, a speaking role. If you have a business, there's great sponsorship opportunities. You guys just talked about that in the last segment with Alan. So I would encourage anyone who is a big Andy Griffith Show fan who wants to be involved in the series, and I encourage you to do it. Check out the Indiegogo campaign when we launch in 10 days. And please just come and be involved. I mean, we want you guys in our series.
And I've heard so many people talk and say that, they wish they could have been part of it. They missed it. Well, now's your opportunity. If you're on the fence around the bubble, that you do not want to miss this opportunity. It is so much fun. And, not just to say it, but the Howls will treat you like royalty. Yeah. And so will Greg.
Yes, absolutely.
All
But
right.
we're excited. Yeah, we can't wait. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody in Ohio next week.
All right. Sounds good. We're excited about the big launch and glad you guys are have your own events going on there with Ronnie. So
That's right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Okay,
Thanks,
see you
guys.
guys. Bye,
See you
everybody.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by. And I want to say too, I realize that the economy's not great. People don't have a lot of extra money to spend. We're painfully aware of that. But we did the last one during a pandemic. This one's during a pretty down economy. We just hope that people that can join us will, and not let that stop them. But we want to, I mean, here we are, we're always talking about the opportunities, and it really is about, we gotta raise money. And so what we don't raise on the investor side, hopefully we can supplement on the contribution side. But we do realize that things are tougher than they were 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, the pandemic was obviously very challenging, but it doesn't have to be a huge investment for someone. I mean, we're going to try to involve everyone all along the way. Like we've already been doing these weekly lives. We want to give you a behind the scenes experience, even if you're just coming in at the digital streaming level or whatever it is. We want you guys to come along for the ride. And, if you're fortunate enough to be able to come in at an actor level or something like that, all the better. But we want to try to involve everyone. And like Stark has always said, it doesn't matter what you contribute, we're going to treat you the same. So we just appreciate the fans, the support. You can share what we're doing with others. That's going to make a huge difference. And we're just trying to keep the Mayberry spirit going and pass it on to future generations.
That sounds like a wrap up.
All right. Well, I do want to just remind people 10 days we launch our Indiegogo campaign. So we've got some events happening to coincide with that. We have the Saturday, June 25th at the Bama Theater in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We've got a big Mayberry Man screening with the tribute artist Dixie Griffith will be coming in for that. I'll be there. Alan and Kenneth Junkin, who plays Otis, Terry Varvel as Barney, and I think Christy McClendon's going to be there as Charlene Darling. So a lot of great tribute artists are going to be on hand for that. As we mentioned, Ronnie Schell has his shows in Ohio the same weekend, and Greg and Jeff will be there promoting the launch of the crowdfunding campaign. And then in the middle of July, we have a screening with Alan Newsom during the Mayberry meetup at the Andy Griffith Museum in Mount Airy, North Carolina. So that is like a huge privilege to be there. And that'll be on Friday at 2 p.m., July 15th. And then toward the end of July 30th, we'll be at the Can Cinema in Indianapolis. And this will be our big finish for the crowdfund campaign. So we have a show, screening with tribute artists again. A lot of tribute artists will be there. Baraka Valley, the Bluegrass Band will be there on Saturday. And then again on Sunday, we'll be back in Danville, where it all started, to have a special screening there, and hopefully some other fun activities. So we're excited to be kicking this off in just 10 days. And just be sure to sign up at mayberryman.com if you're not on our email list. And, we're doing a lot more social media. In fact, we're on TikTok, and I've said this before, Stark, you're a big TikToker, right?
Tick? What is it?
Yeah. So let me just share. I've got a quick little clip that was shared recently on TikTok.
It's nice out here. Got a parade going on. Got floats. Got people. Got a loaded goat. Got to be real careful walking behind that loaded goat. Kind of unloaded a little bit earlier.
So you can always see fun little content. It's going out everywhere. So, but that's
very low time commitment right there.
Yeah. So that's it for this week. We want to say thanks for joining us as always. And we'll see you again next week when we'll be coming right up on our launch. So we're excited to have you along for the ride, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye. Let's do it.
Bye.
No.